Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and good evening. Okay, now it's about 6 p.m. So I want to talk about microbiome or microbiota or microflora in our gut system. Okay. Okay, sorry, just switch on the light. Okay, then microbiota or microflora, a normal microflora or balanced microflora or healthy microbiota means we have balanced good bacteria, friendly bacteria with the pathogenic microbes inside our guts. Okay, balance, right? Or we have the good bacteria that overgrow the pathogenic bacteria like yeast and other diseases causing bacteria, means infection, right? Okay, so we want to have friendly bacteria, good bacteria to be dominant, right? Overgrow the bad bacteria, the disease causing bacteria, pathogenic bacteria. That is the concept, right? So when we talk about microbiota or bacteria inside our gut system, right, it means the good bacteria over the bad bacteria, right? Not vice versa, right? If we have conversely that is bad bacteria overgrow the good bacteria, then we will have disease. We are in the state of disease, right? Okay, so how do bacteria in our guts, right? How do bacteria in our guts affect our health state of our body, right? The function of our body, not only in the gut itself, but as a whole in our body, including our brain function, nerve function, right? And also imbalanced, unhealthy bacteria that grow in our guts will promote or will cause inflammation, systemic inflammation in our body, right? In our cell, tissue and organs, all over the body. It may cause allergy, it may cause hypersensitivity, autoimmune disease, right? And furthermore, if inflammation occurs along or certain parts of the blood vessel, inside the blood vessel, endothelial cells, then it will cause vascular disease. It will build up, it will start the inflammation inside the blood vessels, tissue, that will promote plaque growth, right? That will narrow down our blood vessel lumen. The opening of the blood vessel will be narrowed down, right? And may be clogged up totally, right? With the assistance of bad diet, bad fats, bad diet, and this bad bacteria dominant in our guts, it will create actually extensive inflammation, right, in any parts of our body, including as well in our brains tissue, right? So unhealthy microbiome is related to autoimmune, yes, but also autism, right? Autism. So kids, children, or even adults that have autism will usually indicates or will have at the same time bad bacteria overgrow, right? Bad bacteria overgrowth, right? So unhealthy and imbalanced microbiota inside their guts. This study has been made, right? How microbiome affect our brain function. Okay, and also the metabolic diseases, right? The obesity, right? Obese. So if your gut have imbalanced microbiome, right, then the toxic compound will be permitted to enter into your bloodstream, right? Then it will be will give negative effect on your metabolism. It will affect our cell metabolism, mitochondria, right? Okay, mitochondria is our factory, our engine for energy production. That is the ATP, chemical energy, right? Okay, so right, so it's very important, right? Not only an imbalanced bacteria, imbalanced microbiota in our gut will cause gut diseases, the gastric, gastric and GERDs, the inflammation in our bowels, large intestine, as well as in the small intestine, right? SIBO, small intestine, bowel overgrowth, bacterial overgrowth also can be occur. Okay, can be occur there. All right. So flatulence, right? Flatulence means the gas accumulation in our guts, right? And also IBS, right? Intermittent bowel syndrome, right? This is a disease affecting our large intestine, especially colon, right? That cause the epithelial lining, the colon lining, epithelial lining, inflamed, right? Damaged, right? Okay. And all these diseases can be strongly related to our gut problem with the microbiome, right? If your gut is not healthy, then your microbiome will be not healthy as well, right? Okay, this is the point, right? So it means as if that microbiome affect most of the diseases of people today, right? The non-communicable diseases and also the infectious diseases, because this involve bacteria, microbes, right? Okay, that's why we have to maintain, to take care of our guts, regarding the bacteria inside our guts, right? So the good bacteria is what we call probiotics, right? Probiotics, the good bacteria that grow inside our gut system, right? Especially in our large intestine, right? Okay. So how do we take care of our microbiome so as to maintain a healthy digestive system, right? Okay. Oh, one more thing. If you get unhealthy microbiota in your gut, you may have also affected nervous system function. So nowadays, anxiety and panic attack, ADP, anxiety disorder and panic attack, out of control, anxiousness, anxiety, right? Being epidemic, day by day, the cases of ADPA increases, right? Because I got every day people with these symptoms, anxiety and panic attack, come to me, how to treat through holistic method, right? Diet and good foods, right? So it becomes so epidemic, right? Anxiety and panic attack. With unhealthy microbiome, we may get anxiety disorder and panic attack as well, right? People with ADPA symptom will get simultaneously almost all of ADPA patient may have simultaneously gastric and GERDs, right? Okay. So many symptoms may appear in the many symptoms will appear, right? If you have gut problem and unhealthy microbiome, right? Okay, so some people may have gastric and some may have both gastric and GERDs, right? Some may have flatulence, gas accumulation in your stomach and your intestine, right? You get bloated, the gas accumulation will press up your diaphragm, right? Then you cannot breathe normally. You have breathlessness, right? And this gas may press towards your heart, and this will create more symptoms. You will be palpitation, right? Palpitation as well as breathlessness. Okay. All right. So many symptoms related to gut issues, gut problem and gut diseases, as well as microbiome, right? If you have gut diseases, right, anywhere from your stomach, small intestine until large intestine, you may have as well unhealthy, imbalanced microbiome, right, inside your gut. Okay, this is the point, right? So how do we take care of our microbiome, our good bacteria, our friend, our very good friend, very close friend, a symbiote with us, all right? Symbiosis relationship between our body, between us and our good bacteria inside our gut. So we have to take care of this good relationship, right? We benefit that, we give benefits to them and they give benefits to us, right? Okay. Firstly, you have to of course you have to take care of your foods intake, your diet, right? Nutrition as well. So this is very important, right? The food that you have, the healthy food, right? The healthy food that I always give to the people is whole foods, um, minimally processed foods, right? Like brown rice, um, parboiled rice, parboiled rice or brown rice also can, and in the whole grains class of foods, right? Carbohydrate foods should come from whole grains, right? Whole wheat, atta flour, um, whole wheat flour, right? So couscous or bulgur wheat, this is food from um from uh, from Arabic, right? Greek people, right? France also eat couscous, parboiled type of wheat, cracked wheat. Okay, so these contain prebiotics, the soluble fiber, right? That will promote the growth of good bacteria inside our guts, right? Plus the micronutrients, the minerals, electrolytes, also, and also the micro elements of minerals. Okay, all these phytonutrients, micronutrients, plus the polyphenols, antioxidant, phenolic compounds, and phenolic acid, right? And other bioactive compound in the whole foods, right, is beneficial to our bacteria, our good bacteria. When our good bacteria become strong and healthy, then they can overgrow the bad bacteria, the pathogenic bacteria and yeast also, right? So that bad bacteria, pathogenic bacteria become weak. Our good bacteria become strong. Then only we become healthy and strong, and our body become very functional, energetic, right, and free from inflammatory disease, metabolic diseases, as well as infectious disease. All right. So whole foods, whole grains, and you have to take fresh fruits and fresh vegetables, right? Or some maybe cooked vegetables, minimal cooks, vegetables and fruits, right? You may take also saturated fats of plant-based. I would recommend you to take coconut milk. The best is fresh coconut milk to replace dairy milk, cow's milk, right? This is very good for your metabolism, your cell metabolism, as well as for your gut lining cells, or the bacteria as well, right? Okay. Then you take you replace white sugar with brown sugar. The best molasses, organic one, organic molasses or brown sugar. The best is molasses, because molasses have much higher antioxidant, polyphenols, minerals, and also fiber, dietary fiber, right? Okay. So foods like nuts, beans also be healthy to your microbiome, right? To your gut microbiome, because it contains complex carbohydrate, including the prebiotics, the soluble fiber in the beans and nuts as well. Okay. If possible, these whole grains and the nuts, also sugar, the molasses, brown sugar, you have to take the organic ones, right? You have to take the organic ones, because this food contains high Roundup toxic substances, that is glyphosate, right? Glyphosate is very high in um, grainy foods, right? Grain foods, and also in molasses, cane sugar, right? Raw cane sugar as well, because if it uh, it is not organic certified, because they do commercial agriculture farming, right? They spray the Roundup uh, uh, herbicides, right? Roundup herbicides directly to the plants itself, um, closely, or almost 10 days or 2 weeks before being harvested. So this glyphosate, right, inside the herbicides will accumulate, right? Will accumulate in the grains, in our food, right? So this glyphosate, if we take with our foods, will kill our good bacteria inside our guts, right? Okay, that's why we have to take organic foods, especially these type of foods, greens foods, grain types of foods, right? Okay, cereals, grains, right, should be organically certified, right? Okay, then we have to have balance and enough minerals and electrolytes, besides the whole foods that contains a wide range of minerals. I suggest you to take Himalayan rock salt, the pink one, right? The unrefined Himalayan rock salt, or Celtic sea salt, right? Or any hygiene sea salt, high quality sea salt, right? That contains around 60 to 80 something elemental minerals, right? Okay, this will promote for our bacterial guts growth, the good one, right? Okay. And also we have to practice taking foods in moderate, right? Too much food, too much taking food also is not good for our good bacteria, all right? Too much food will damage, will hurt our good bacteria. You know why? Because if too much food in quantity, as well as too many varieties of foods in one meal, right? Once we take too much food, or mixture of too much varieties of foods, also will affect digestion of the foods, right? The food cannot be digested properly. These residual foods, in terms of carbohydrates, proteins, as well as fats component inside the foods, will be deteriorate or decay in our gut. If carbohydrate it will be fermented to produce gas, then we will have flatulence, right? Abdominal flatulence, right? Gas accumulate in our guts. If the food is protein source of food, right? Like animal-based foods and also nuts, beans, then the protein will be decayed or technically we call it as putrefaction process. Putrefaction process being done by putrefactive bacteria. The putrefactive bacteria will decay the food, right, and produce toxic substances, right, toxic compounds that will irritate our gut lining, our stomach lining, our intestinal lining as well, right? And this also will produce leaky guts in our large intestine, especially in our colon. Right? Leaky gut means our epithelial cells that line the gut, the intestine, the colon, being right distantly, right, it should be closely, right, between the cells should be no space, no space, so that it will not permit big molecules to enter to the bloodstream, right? Because this cavity in our gut separates the bloodstream cavity by this epithelial cells. Okay, so we have to take care our intestine, right? This intestine lining that will not permit protein molecules, bacteria, right, bacterial cells to go into our bloodstream. Right? Once they get into our bloodstream, it will cause inflammation systemically, right? It will cause damage to the cell, to the blood vessels, right? It will cause damage to the mitochondria inside the cells. So it will cause metabolic diseases as well, right? Okay, if it enter the blood-brain barrier and got into the brain's tissue, then our brain will be affected structurally, right, and functionally, right? So very important, right? We take care our gut, our digestive system, right? Okay. So even though we have our enzyme, digestive enzyme being produced by our pancreas, liver, and so on, right? The activity, the function of our good bacteria, right, cannot be denied. We need them to accomplish or to complete the process of digestion of our foods, right? Then only our foods can be absorbed optimally into our bloodstream and being delivered and transported to the organ and inside the cells, right? Okay. All right. So with good bacteria, with these good bacteria and probiotics, we should not have allergies or sensitivities to foods. We should not have that problems. Like many people nowadays in modern society, right, they have allergies to many foods, gluten foods, right, wheat, corn, protein, seafoods, chicken, right, even to little things, right? Um, dust, dust. Little bit exposure to dust also would promote allergic reaction to these people, right? So with a strong and healthy microbiome, it would we shouldn't have this problem, all this kind of problem, right? Inflammatory diseases. It actually will protect us from uh, most of the diseases actually, right? It will boost our immune system, make us robust, right? Not sensitive, okay? All right, and actually we can do uh, daily activities, mentally, physically, very active, right? We are very energetic with healthy microbiome, right? Okay, not only healthy foods, not only healthy food. Our microbiome inside our gut actually can manufacture for our nutrients. It can manufacture all range of our vitamin B complex, the 8 elements of B complex. It can manufacture, produce for us vitamin K2. That is very important for our heart health, for our heart health, for our heart function, right? Vitamin K2. For our joints, our bones density, uh, to avoid us from osteoporosis, right? And they also, this probiotic bacteria will change toxic compound substances in our foods to non-toxic molecules, right? With the enzyme they produce, they can change the form of the toxic molecules. So we can be very robust, not sensitive, right? Very healthy, right? Free of inflammation and inflammatory diseases, right? As well as infectious diseases. Okay, so how important? All right. Okay, so the time's up. 30 minutes already. So we'll see later in